Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Sunday, July 3rd, 2016 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I feel my way to freedom. And today we have ourselves in the day before the new moon. The new moon is happening tomorrow at 4 a.m. Pacific time. So we're really in the dark of the moon, and we have the moon actually shifting into Cancer early in the day. So I want to just give you a little background on Moon in Cancer. The moon is actually rules the sign of Cancer, and so Moon in Cancer gives us like really strong emotional energy, and the dark of the moon can really bring up that which is hidden within us. The dark of the moon is the time when our shadows arise, and when I say shadows or darkness, I don't mean that which is bad in you. There's no bad or good in this. It's just the things that have been like kind of pushed aside, the things that maybe you aren't ready to acknowledge fully with your lightness, the lightness of your being. The things within you that actually keep you a lot of times from your freedom because you do not acknowledge them. Again, not anything bad or good, just the unacknowledged within you. And the moon is such a wonderful creature. I'm going to call the moon a creature because the moon tunes us into that which is hidden within us. So this is an opportunity to dive in, get into the juiciness that's within you without the judgment. And so we're going to go through the astro today and how it's going to help us with that. We begin the day with the sun connecting to Neptune at 11 degrees. 11 degrees, that healing energy. And hopefully this healing energy, this master level energy, will bring some compassion and empathy to any of the feels that are coming up for you. And I'm going to actually show you a few of my cards that I pulled. I pulled guilt in reverse. I pulled sorrow in reverse, and I pulled the master in reverse along with them. And that my feeling is with these cards, these three cards together, is that you're not feeling enlightened. You're not feeling your light because you are feeling the heaviness of the shadow, the heaviness of sorrows, the heaviness of guilt for the way the world is, the heaviness of pain, the heaviness of anger, all the feelings that many of us judge as bad. And so we're forgetting our own light. And instead of denying our light in this, we need to bring our light and love to those places within us that need the nurturing, that need the healing. I'm actually going to tell you the Sabian symbol for the new moon tomorrow because I think this is a great reminder for us. The Sabian symbol for Cancer, 12 degrees, is a Chinese woman nursing a baby whose aura reveals him to be the reincarnation of a great teacher. And you know, a lot of these teachers, what they keep teaching and telling us, Jesus, Buddhas, high priests are telling us, the light is not outside of you. You are the light. You are the savior. You are the master. That energy is within you. And so it's time to bring that light, that level of healing to those parts within you that don't recognize their light at this time. So we begin the day with that. Moon will shift into Cancer early in the day. This is a call for relaxation, respite. Get quiet, get in the darkness, to hold space for yourself, to hold space for your process, to hold space for whatever may be coming up within you, and to hold space for the light coming to those parts within you that need a little light, that need a little love. The moon is then going to connect to Mercury at 8 degrees. I love this connection before the new moon. I think this is a great connection to help us get out anything that's getting in the way of setting our intentions. The new moon is a powerful time for setting intentions. It begins a new lunar cycle. The sun and the moon are in alignment when we come into that energy. So write it out. Write out your feelings. Write out your sorrows. Write out your guilt. Write out the parts of you that you still don't think are enough, that you don't see the light in. Write that out. Get that energy out so that you process it. And I think this is a good reminder not to let your mind get in judgment of any of these things because you are human and we are all human and we all go through these emotions, and it's not good or bad. I think like there's a saying like nothing's good or bad, but thinking it makes it so. Instead of judging your feelings, express them, get them out so that you can rightfully process them. And I think that's truly a master level energy to show up. It's also what brings us into freedom, is instead of entrapping that energy within us, bringing it forward and seeing what is it really here to tell you, because our feelings are just emotional guide points to tell you where you're at in your alignment with where you're going, with your soul and divine purpose. So that being said, we also still have this real interesting yod inconjunct going on, which is softening our focus to the feminine energies that are coming through. We have Lilith directly in conjunct Uranus today. So Lilith in Scorpio hanging out with Mars in Scorpio is directly in conjunct Uranus. And hanging out with Uranus, we have Eris and Ceres. So Eris bringing up maybe some of the, some qualities that we judge in ourselves, maybe even our judgment that we judge about ourselves. I know I judge my judgment all the time. And I'm like, am I really being judging, or am I intuiting and I don't really know? And my mind tortures me through those processes. But when you write it out, it brings the clarity that helps you move through it. What's also interesting is that Vesta is also feeding into this energy. We have Vesta in Gemini, kind of yachting the alignment, the energy of Lilith in Scorpio. So there is some deep feelings from the feminine energy that are coming up to be expressed. So if you can, spend some time with yourself, write these things out. It's going to be powerful because, feminine energy has been withheld a long time, and she is bursting to come forward and help us with our new alignment. So, give her space to birth her way through, to show you the light, because the feminine energy is ready, and it's ready within all of us, male and female. So it's time to stop holding back the jewels of feminine energy. And one of the greatest blessings of feminine energy is the blessing of feeling the feels, no matter what they are. Even if it's sorrow and guilt, you're allowed to feel it. I think there's always the line. What's the difference between feeling it and wallowing in it? I think a lot of times when we don't express it, I think that's when the wallowing comes. And I don't even know that it's necessarily even wallowing. I think that's just like, there is a lot more in there than you thought there was, and it just needs to come up and come up and come up, because there is an end point. There is an end point of those times when you're feeling the things. So allow yourself to feel and process. This isn't an excuse to emotionally vomit on anybody, but just to process for yourself. And I love my animal card for today because it's a firefly. And it's saying, you are the light of your soul. Let your light come through. Let your light shine in the darkest parts of yourself. Your light is your ability to love. Your light is your ability to accept yourself. Your light is your ability to bring inspiration and joy to the parts of yourselves that maybe have not seen that inspiration and joy. So call on the energy of Firefly to be your guide, to be your light in this darkness, in this dark of the moon, to process that which needs to come up and be processed so that you can plant seeds and have them be nurtured within you with that new moon happening tomorrow. So that is it for today. Last few days of my 6 for 5 reading sale. That's $150. It's a great deal. It's basically like $25 per reading. So it's much lower than my usual rates, but this is for people who want to work with me on a monthly basis. So email me for details if you have any questions, mimiclark@gmail.com, or you can always just purchase it over at GaiaBlooming.com. That is it for today. I will see you tomorrow for that new moon. Namaste.